think you got it tough? Been living my life, but you ain't hard enough. Lost everything to a Boolean split. Now I'm here to tell you I'm worth the bit.
Hey, it looks like my disk clone operation completed, so that means I can switch out my hard drive. I was being told that my Samsung hard drive was a piece of trash, and it was like bad because Samsung's bad, and I just need to replace it, so I was trying to replace it, and now I can. I'm actually very happy about that. But if in case I don't come back, I want to continue on this thing, because, you know, I was asked about OBJ export, and also I'm trying to clean up models now. Like, I'm not going to leave models in these states that are basically unsellable. That's my goal. My goal is to not leave meshes in a unsellable state anymore. So if you think, oh, MX went crazy, no, MX is tired of people writing him saying, hey dog, can I buy that model? And I'm like, I have to literally ignore people when they ask, like, because they're asking a question that triggers me. They're like, hey, can I buy that model? I'm like, dude, I wish I knew what that model's name was. I have to watch what I named it in the video. So we want to jump over to power save, and we'll just call this, if we export it as a step file, it'll be easy breezy. We'll call this NN LN handheld, and I'm only saving it here because my Dropbox will tell me where it's at. I realize that I need things that Dropbox offers, but I don't need to pay like $30 a month for it. So I might have a Dropbox at home. Like, really, if I have my computer tell me, hey, you put a file here, here's where you click to get that file, and you just get the file by clicking, I don't need Dropbox to tell me that, because it's telling me because I'm putting it online, but really I just need to know where the file's at so I can grab it. You know, I don't really. So we're just going to export it as a step file first, and we didn't export all the objects, so let's try that again. Export. And we'll overwrite that, and we'll just export that, and then we'll try the OBJ export. And this is the part I was worried about, because if the OBJ export sucks, then this joke gets a lot less funny. I'm telling you, the joke's only funny if I whoop its topology's ass. If I don't whoop its topology's ass, then I'm about to look like a moron. So I just exported OBJ, and there's no dialogue. There's no dialogue for when you export. That's what you guys have now. You guys are just exporting with no dialogue, just playing. But I'm just talking smack over here. It's the morning now, so I'm no longer lucid. But my goal is to work all day and then do content at night that's, like, more interesting. Wait, where's my OBJ at? I don't think it exported, because Dropbox would have said, yo, dog, I'm OBJing right now. When you say it like that, it sounds really dirty, but LJN, like the old joke on who's the guy that would do this tutorial, not tutorials, the Angry Gamer. LJN is like the worst company ever. There we go. I need a dialogue before I get it out, so, you know, people talk to me and they're like, yeah, this is good. So we're still blinding it right now. I guess these parameters do something. How do I get quads though? I mean, I could get ngons. Ngons are really easy to clean up. I mean, if I get that, that's actually easier than that. And that's quads. Hey, hey, what if it is quads? I mean, that's not a quad where I come from. I mean, we'll just go with ngons, right? Because we want to have an easy day. Today's Friday, so it's the last day of the week. It means I might be off for the week. Jesus Christ. All right, so I'm not liking what I'm seeing here. Maybe I can reduce that on the way out, because I'm just going to have to go in and dissolve that, and it's going to make me look like a dummy. Alright, let's reduce it. We're just pulling it down. And it's like, how much do I want to clean up, though? It's kind of fun, though. You know, I'm over here talking smack and etc., but hey, what I'm seeing, this works. I mean, not really, but, you know, it works for an exporter. Like, I mean, I'm about to export it as an OBJ, is ngons, meaning that I'm saying to this program, yeah, I got it on the other side, I'll handle it, bud. So let us click on OK, and we're just exporting that, and let's see if Dropbox tells me that a file's there. Like, that's all I see now. I see that I need a program that just tells me what file got placed somewhere, and then I just deal with that. Because why have Dropbox anymore? Why have Dropbox? I'm just sharing files in my house with one computer, and that computer sometimes leaves the house. I talk about how I go to birthday parties to tell people I shouldn't be invited to birthday parties, because all I want to do is model now. you know, because I have balance problems. And they're like, Jerry, we love you. All right. And that breaks through my tough exterior. So I got the object, I imported it. Let's Alt V, look at the wireframe, and really, is this any worse than what we would get dealing with Hops Cutter? The answer is no. I'm actually pleased. I mean, exporting ingons is easy. Anyone can export an ingon. I was about to say my mom could export an ingon, but you know, for those who are following my content, she obviously cannot. For multiple reasons. Also, no one in my family can export a mesh out of plasticity. That would be a funny contest, right? Like, imagine if I could grab people on the street and be like, listen, for $1,000, export this mesh, all the pieces, export every mesh, and you have 3 tries. You know, I would just give people 3D tests, punishing them. I'm telling you guys, I think I mentioned it previously, but, you know, I would love to just grab homeless people, take them into restaurants, feed them steak dinners, and just basically pitch Blender to them. But they'll hear that and think that I'm trying to, like, bring them in on a job. It's like, listen, the job's over. We got replaced by AI. But I still think Blender's awesome, and we should all use it, all right? So I'm still, like, that level of Blender user. I'm, like, a Blender evangelist. So, you know, even though I talk smack about being mean to people when they tell me they switch over to Blender, I'm still cool with them. You know, I'm just saying, don't tell me for 10 years you're not going to use Blender, and then come over and be like, yeah, I'm using Blender, and I'm going to be cool about it. I'm going to be like, yo, you're a bastard, man, is what you are. And so this part that I had in CAD, we're just going to correct it. You know, now that I'm normal, I'm like, oh yeah, this part actually did make me mad last night. And we'll place a loop here, and we're just doing some corrections. And I'm telling you, the arc of my return had a plan. And that plan was to, you know, get in here, have fun, guys. It's to have fun. And, you know, if I'm able to make someone else have fun, and they're like, yo, I'm back having fun in 3D. I'm back working because my morale came back. Then that is the best comment I could get. Like, because that's what I saw from the outside. I was like, man, people are losing morale? That's real bad. We can't let people lose morale. Morale is different. Morale's different than actual modeling skills. Like, you know, modeling skills are important, but the morale to even attempt, to dream, to hope, yeah, we need that back. Gotta bring back morale. So, and how do we do that? You know, I think it's through, you know, personal accomplishment. You know, just like when I was trying to lose weight and stop being a fatty, you know, the accomplishment of stepping on the scales and being like, oh God, I lost, you know, I have these pants, right? Like, this is more on the I'm not rich discussion, but a few years ago I bought a pair of pants, and I was even wearing those pants this whole time. I mean, not right now. I just wear gym shorts, so I don't wear pants at all. But if I have to go outside, like when I went to that birthday party, I put on pants. And those pants were so loose. And before I left the house, I was like, no, I'm getting a belt. These pants aren't going to do me again like they did me at the airport. Like, I went to the airport, and I didn't have a belt. And because I lost so much weight, the pants were just falling off of me. It felt terrible. I was like running around sagging, looking like one of those sort of people. It's like, look, I'm not a sagger, all right? These pants are just big. And I should have grabbed a belt. You know, my favorite belt are like those belts that are made of nylon. Like, I keep breaking them, but I love those belts. Like, those nylon belts that just, you know, I'm all about being nondescript. So, right now I'm wearing a Tetris shirt, but normally I wear shirts that don't say anything. Because, you know, I feel like if America's going to break out into a shooting, you have a better chance of surviving if you're just nondescript. Like, if you're wearing a band shirt, someone's going to look at you and be like, I don't like that band. And then you're done. Actually opened the wrong one. We want to bring up singular places. And I can't wait to get back to work on grid fill. I literally got distracted by negativity. And I get distracted easy. I'm like squirrel with anything, even people being weirdos. Because as you know, from listening to my music, I'm not a literal edgelord, but I do find it funny. Because when I was a little kid, man, I was all about this type of music. And so hearing it made now, I'm like, oh my lord. This music made me crazy when I was a teenager. I mean, I'm listening to a song right now. And the craziest thing is, I keep saying it, is I'm making music about villains, and then I will have it sing the music from the villain's perspective, and the songs that come back, boy, they break me. I was talking about how this king was stuck on this nightmare world being taken apart by interplanetary, like, murderous rabbits from, like, the Dark Empire. Basically the king finds out that the Dark Empire that he serves on his world is actually a interplanetary empire of death, going across the galaxy and just literally killing planets for the rabbit god. So, I'm gonna have to go leave and watch Donnie Darko. I did see it not too long ago, and I love that movie. Donnie Darko is like, I love it. And also, I'm over here tending this geometry as if it matters. Sorry, these extra loops are kind of trash. I mean, I'm not complaining because this mesh is like a dream to clean up compared to, I guess we could call it Boolean whatever, because if we don't give guidance edges, right, we get solved with what I call Boolean whatever, which is where Blender just kind of figures it out. And in this case, since we had it simplified to n-cons, it's like as if we were working with a clean mesh. Like we pounded it with a really good clean mesh. And people say this is a good remesher. So I look forward to seeing if there's some settings I missed. But to me, a good remesher is a remesher that minimizes the amount of work that I have to even do on this side. And my stipulation now is I'm not going to make meshes that are garbage anymore. I'm not going to make any more broken, unsellable meshes. So that's why I'm even doing this video, is because I'm serious about that. Not for any reason other than, that's how I see myself surviving into the future. I see myself surviving in the future by having meshes that can be bought. First of all, I'm not saying I'm selling meshes yet, but I'm saying, hey, if you're going to buy them, they need to be of a certain quality, and we need to nail down that quality right now and adhere to it and work for that. And that's, for me, I was talking about the modeling meta. What's going to be the modeling meta? My modeling meta is modeling good enough that these models can be sold. That's for sure. Because I'm not even bragging when I say that people are asking to buy these models. I'm saying it like in a sad way, because they're like, yo, let me buy that model. And I'm like, look, that model was used in a video to sell a add-on, and I wasn't really thinking about a future for it. I was just being goofy. And they're like, well, can you sell it to me, Goofy? And, obviously, I didn't goofed. And so, sometimes I'll express, like, a little bit of fury with Decal Machine, because Decal Machine is so great. And as a result, I use it to make some of my greatest models ever, but I didn't pack everything. So, we're solving this, so we don't need normals anymore. Alright, they tried. I'm still listening to songs about the rabbit god basically destroying another universe. And whenever I get over the whole cancellation aspect of people being weird, the music is just music to me. That's why I'm tripping out. I was literally having these jokes. I was writing jokes about basically, not trying to be racist, alright, when I say jokes about the N-word. I say it because it's funny. Like, where I come from, people used to be very racist to me. And so I know that it takes away all their power to just let them know to just not let them have power over me. Like, it's just a thing. Like, people would be ugly to me, and it's like, hey, I can be uglier than you because I'm more creative, first of all, sir. Also, your amateurish playground insults are not going to work. I would bring some of them up, but I don't want to propagate them into this age. The people are dead. So, less racism out of them now, but it hits different with me. I'm not saying I'm a terrible person or anything. Just, if that's the worst thing in the world, there are worse things in the world. I mean, there are literal people killing babies. There's whole countries killing babies. There's babies just dying. I mean, if people care about babies, me personally, not a baby lover. All right, you're not gonna catch me sympathetic over babies, because babies are just little people. The same people we see in the news being stupid, they're babies. Just not right now. I mean, don't we return to babies when we're old people? So, I'm not saying bad things should happen to babies or anything. Not that. I'm just saying I'm apathetic towards babies. That's why I had to apologize in my previous intro video, because my buddy is having a baby, and my first thought is, so what about Blender? You still using Blender? That's my first reaction. So you're still using Blender, right? Like, she's pregnant, but you're not pregnant, right? So that means you can still use Blender, and also pregnant people can still use Blender. These are my questions because my priorities are screwed up, guys. Like, it's amazing. I even have IRL friends, and I say that loosely because they call me and I'm ignoring their calls because I'm dead serious about working. And working is working for you. Like my 9 to 5 is this. If I start slacking on it, then hey, I deserve a negative fate. But my goal is to prove my worth. Once again, maybe I'm already worth something, but it doesn't matter. It's also fun to prove your worth to yourself, to everyone, to remind people, and all that. And, right now we're just warming up. We're just kind of getting used to things, right? Getting used to how things feel, getting used to Blender not crashing all the time. Like, just stability, we're just setting the tone. And then we're about to start diving. Like I'm telling you, I have a bunch of assets I want to do, and characters. Like, I keep wanting to drop a character video of where we just start blocking in and modeling a robot, but if I do that, I'll have too many concurrent videos happening at the same time, and that is something I'm concerned about. I don't want to have a bunch of incomplete videos going, because that would suck, right? Like, I would hate a TV channel that only had incomplete series and never finished any. So my resolve will need to be updated to also include being a completionist. I got to be Gerard without the charity scam situation. Hey, I'm listening to a song. Yesterday I wrote some lyrics about Booleans, and I was like, if life doesn't work, if the Booleans don't work, life don't work, and if life don't work, I can't work. Just know that I wrote that. If you think AI is taking all the fun of writing the music, no. I bought back into Suno because they added an update where you could write your own words. I was like, you can write your own words. Oh my god. Because I was asking it to hold, I was begging it. I was like, please write an edgelord song about this and an edgelord song. Now I can just, me in the GPT writer room. I'm telling you, my goal my journey into accepting AI was me collaborating with it and seeing, like, firsthand, like, the collaborative capabilities. Just wow. I was doing things by myself. Like I said, I was working on stories by myself, my own universe on my side about just random stuff. And I started working on a separate universe where it was just assisted by AI. I'm not going to let AI write my stories for me. When I'm talking about stories. Music, that's another story. Who knows who's writing music? I hear as I watch the Kevin and Drake rap battle. That's funny, right? Called Kevin. Watching Kendrick Lamar and Drake have their beef also enlightened me. Like, when I was pointing out to my woman, I probably sounded like a boring loser. I was like, I saw a news story. They were like, the kids are analyzing the diss tracks. I was like, what? That was the news. The news isn't two guys arguing about rap. Who cares? I mean, the part where they're analyzing the lyrics of them calling each other child PDF files, that's kind of, I was like, okay, we need better subject matter for these kids. But, all you hear about is kids not learning and just kids struggling and them having no future. And I agree with all of that, except I also see, like, wait, if they're going to analyze a diss track, is anyone doing a study on that? Is anyone studying diss tracks and their educational capabilities? Because, we can't keep throwing books at kids and saying, I throw books at kids. I'm like, read this book. Let's see, I'm just thinking about loops. Sorry, get distracted. Also got a call. I woke up and someone posted a very nice weapon to the art stack, and my only response was, yeah, I'm gonna have to absorb your DNA. I said, I'm gonna have to eat your DNA, which I think I had to hit pause on that. We want to grab these. Let's see, can we, I was about to create a select setup, but, let's just do this. I'm still thinking about how we can trivialize this, and right now, a very important idea is being dealt with. Okay, so I stellared myself. How do I deal with this? Let's see what we got. We got 13, so we have to get rid of one more. And so now we have 12. We're just going to grab these and just... I'm only doing this until I get tired of it, alright? So if you're thinking, oh man, MX can't model, he's being stupid. I'm telling you, I'm only doing it until I get tired of it. And then I say, hey, automate this right now. by the end of the day, need to automate it right now. I guess, hey, Blender be changing so often, my add-ons be just dying and coming back to life. We want a space and circle, space and circle, and space and circle. And I mean, I could have done this better over in the other side. Like, I literally set myself up for this. So let's put space, let's put circle, and something like that. I mean, luckily Vertimergy has our back there, and we have to do that to multiple circles. Like, every circle I tried to get quote unquote high poly with, it didn't work out. So let's just get rid of that. And I'm not going to deselect to redo a guidance loop, but we will get rid of it. And from here we'll do the same thing again, and I have to do this to all of them. So we're just having fun here. We're just having fun. In fact, really, I'm waiting for someone to say, hey, I caught what you said in a few videos about this, and I used that system to do this, and now I have an automatic system. I created an automatic system, basically discovering another level of depth that Inflow has that I haven't talked about yet, because I'm failing on educating people about it, right? Like, not saying this on purpose, just saying because I'm an idiot. I got to go back and deal with the education part. But if we were past the education part, we'd be talking about the automation part, because, you know, some steps don't need to be done ever again, right? Like, I mean, one day when circle's solved, and I mean, I want it really solved. Like, I want it solved, like, in a way circle can't be solved right now. Say it out loud, someone's going to clock out of work for the rest of the day. Talk to me next week. But circle must be solved, and I mean, it must be solved. And when I say solved, I mean, there's mistakes I'm making. My mistakes must be solved. We must make it where the things that are punishing aren't punishing anymore. You know, we need to forgive. Let's right click, and we're just going to space, circle, space, and circle. And I know we're not even getting the perfect circle. You're probably looking at this being like, more MX cringe, and that's fine. Now that I'm aware that such sentiments are kept, all I can do is own it. I can just own it. You know, change my channel MX cringe. All right, because I don't know what people were doing before I came back, but you know, I guess it was locking up, guys, getting them brains locked in, unified. Will they save you? Just playing, but it is something to think about. You know, how are we going to survive? How are we going to survive? All these tools, like, I look at like this is the end game, and all these beautiful golden weapons are on the ground, and everybody's too demoralized to even look at them. They're like, I can't hold a sword. But, and this is from my own personal experience, like, I felt the same way, and finally that's how I broke through. Like, it's like, wait, we have a bunch of weapons of like mass creation, and our creativity is being just destroyed. And how do we get past that? How do you get past your creativity being absolutely obliterated? You don't. But I do see that it is my most valuable thing. It's my core, my idea core. So if I lose it, boy, I am in danger. I'm in danger. You know, what is it that separates me from becoming a homeless man on the street? I refer to it as the hyperactive idea core. Like, as long as that core is spinning like a gyroscope, problems for others, problems for me, problems for my life, problems for my life. Because the idea core, it's gotta spin. And, you know, I talk about identifying things and then, you know, losing its power and identifying its power. But, you know, now that I see the idea core, I can see how hard it spins. I can see if it's spinning. I see that a new shrine must be served. And that is the core of idea, the idea core. You know, not to be mistaken with the techno core. Actually, what are we doing? Am I selecting something up here? Yeah. And we're just having fun here. You know, just being accountable. In fact, I should call this being accountable, and then people would think that I would be online holding myself accountable for the things that I've done as far as using AI. But, you know, I just don't think it's a crime, guys. I think we all need to get it together and start talking about how to maximize and get the most out of it, because it's only going to get worse. Like, what people can do on their cell phones now exceeds my dreams. And, you know, you're like, what does that mean? That means you're a chump. It's like, what are your dreams? Let me see your cell phone. Let me materialize them for you using your cell phone. And I hate that. I do hate that. But I also see that thoughts and imagination and dreams disappear so fast that we have to have a faster way to execute them. Like, we have to, because it is we're losing them, and I hate that even more. Like, I hate even more when an idea just gets disintegrated into like nothingness again, because that's what happens to an idea, at least to me. In my world, when an idea is not used, it gets turned back into like this dust that like hovers in the air, and someone else might reach up in this thread and grab the thought. And so tools must exist to make those ideas able to be expressed easier. So, you know, when OpenAI was like, yo, we got this Sora that's going to replace everything, my first thought was, oh my God, this is the end of everything. And then they took forever to come out, and then I started making bets with my friends. And what really won me over with Sora and made me no longer afraid of it, because, I mean, sure, it's going to come out and be scary now because they need like 800 years to train it up on us. Like, they just need to scan us a little bit more, scan us like 800 more times, and then Sora will be good. But the fact that they didn't drop it at the time, it told me everything. It told me that, hey, they are preparing a magic bullet, but it's not going to be a magic bullet. And then the news stories started coming out, and they were saying that 1 out of 300 was usable. I was like, 1 out of 300? Look, I don't know if you deal with iterations like I do, but I'm listening to AI music all day. I'm like, this song's a reject, this song's a reject, this song is a reject. So, I mean, when you see me listen to iteration 3_1, just know the iteration 2_50 was a thing, and or 10 or so. Like, sometimes I'll take the same lyrics and just run them through like 100 different styles just to see what I get. But if 1 out of 300 iterations is there, I'll do it with music, because I love music. Like, I really, really love music. That's why I'm so heartbroken whenever bands are just completely not able to be listened to anymore. Like, that is the worst thing ever to do as a band. Like, look, bro, your music is needed for emotional moments in my life that need music, which, when you're me, every day is an emotional moment. But, you know, whenever you compromise the music with worldly flesh pleasures that basically you shouldn't even be having in the first place, you ruin our beautiful musical adventure for that. And that's what I see happening, and I hate that. I hate that. You know, the band I always come back to now is just Bass Nectar. Bass Nectar used to drop such bangers, and I mean, you're like, you keep saying bangers, why does it even matter? It's like, well, it mattered to me because I was, you know, I'd be imagining music videos. Like, my goal is to have a level of automation where the things of my imagination come to me a lot easier. So, I mean, I'm always talking about anime music videos and how that's what got me into 3D, and I want to make new ones, you know, because it's dying out as an art form. So I want to bring it back. I just think it would be cool. You know, we do work that inspires the next generation and makes them want to do 3D, because the alternative is that we yell at them like old men, and we're like, back in our day, we used to solve polygons, boy, and you will solve them too. You know, and Jesus Christ, what did I do to that mesh? Hey, we won't talk about that. That's a little mesh abuse right there. But getting in here and cleaning up, it ain't nothing. I mean, we could also have hit this with the quad remesher. Think about handhelds as handhelds shine with quad remesher. But the thing is that if you were selling a mesh and you were like, yo, I use quad remesher, I'd be like, okay, I'm done. I'm out of here. Because I'd rather buy the in-gone mesh for nothing. But if you're just quad remeshing it, then that's a little worse. That means the topo's probably worse. Which is weird to say. You quad remesh it into worse topo. User Para pointed out that maybe Boolean music about the failures of Boolean and like cold ex-wives could be a thing. And He's got a damn good point. Like, I started off making kind of joke music about undoing my life, but that music was actually hitting too hard, all right? You know, when you start talking about undoing life and undoing mistakes, like, you start thinking a lot retrospectively about not death or anything, but just, you know, just mistakes in life. And so, you know, maybe country music, even about Booleans, is dangerous. But I do see that for you guys, the users, just to show the versatility, it would be fun. Like, I'm really not trying to pitch AI service. I'm just trying to tell y'all, like, yo, this is how I have fun when I'm not working. I work this long, and when I'm not working, am I allowed to have fun the way that I want? Or are y'all telling me that I can't have fun that way? Y'all are saying that I gotta be at home, Luddite and with the Luddites, right? Like, I gotta be just. I'm telling you, I was part of it. I was part of it. I was falling into it, and I just saw that, like, the end path was not anything good. Like, I was like, dang, if I'm an anti-AIer, this isn't going to culminate in anything except me being behind like an idiot, like a super duper idiot. And I'm not a super duper idiot. I'm like a mediocre, like, modern slight idiot. Like, I'm just a little bit of an idiot. I'm not like uber idiot. Mach 10. All right. I'm not a Mach 10 fool. All right. Maybe I am. Someone's in the comments. They're like, no, you're a Mach 10 idiot, bro. All right, good. I'm Mach 10, baby. We are hitting the thrusters on them boys. I should stop saying on them boys. It's just a saying, like slang, not little boys or anything. All right, so she took the kids and she took the bulls, guys. Boy, these songs. Some songs I let the AI write. I let a lot of songs just be written by it, where I'm just like the director. And being a director is actually so much funner. And that's what also I've learned with ChatGPT. Like, I was doing all the work when I was being stubborn. I was like, I can do this. I can write all the words. I'm gonna write every word. I'm gonna write all the intervals. I'll do all this. It's like, you know, it's also easier is just doing nothing. Like, I'm trying to invent a game that I play with my friends where basically they generate songs based on their week, and then we listen to them and try to figure out who had like the hardest week. And, you know, obviously, we'll be fair. I'll show them, hey, put your words in, make it edgelord, make it more edgelord. Just keep asking it, hey, can you make this edgier and dark? Can you give it a darker theme and make it edgier, because that's funny. And, you know, I think a special GPT could be made with like modifiers to make sure that it flows right. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm like, what kind of future games can exist that will increase human engagement? Oh, sorry, I'm over here. There we go, something like that. And then we'll place this loop. And what I'm seeing here, what I'm thinking in my heart of hearts is down. I created a mesh that is not fun to clean up. And that's funny because that's the whole point. I want to analyze my design decisions on a cleanup level. I want to see what I would be doing to a cleaner, hypothetically. All right, I'm listening to a version of the song where the king is. I really just want to just have music just play, and not get copywritten. All right, like, I don't know if I told y'all, but the original song of this, the ads, they got copywritten, and so it showed me that party's over. Like, look, I just am wanting to share music, guys. That's it. I'm just wanting to show y'all cool songs. But yeah, copyright strikes, all sorts of stuff has really changed my opinion. Because even if I write people and I'm like, hey, can I get it? Their label will take advantage of it, and they'll brutalize me. And I don't want that. I just want to listen to and share music with you guys. And we're just moving along, just adding loops, just setting up our perimeters here. You know, nothing to write home about because no one will respond. My family's notorious for not responding to letters. And so we will just grab these two, connect them, grab these two and connect them, and something like that. And we are just making progress. This is the kind of the more troublesome area just because it stopped me yesterday. Like, I really wanted to round that out yesterday, and it didn't let me. And this in between, please stop doing this. Please stop. Just playing. But imagine solving this. Just playing. You don't have to imagine. I'm doing it for your pleasure. And no one's watching because I've been canceled, so it doesn't matter. You know, doesn't matter. Gotta just go on. And just know that I live in a world where I'm just used to accepting my fate. So you got to convince me that there is a alternative fate to make me think that there's some sort of dystopian situation happening in the other fate. Because I'm always just assuming that I'm hated, and that my words are hated, my dialogue's hated, my activities hated. You know, the viewers are hate watching me. This is just my paranoid brain working for me, just telling me like, yeah, let the darkness flow, let the rabbit in, the rabbit of hate. I'm not playing. Start bringing the add-on verse into my actual thinking in life. Yeah, guys, the dark rabbit has taken me. All right. Sorry, coughing. I think I'll always be coughing up interesting stuff. Interesting to me, not interesting to you. You don't want to see what I'm coughing up, but to me, I'm like, wow. I should have wore a mask when I was grinding. I should have wore a mask. Like when I was... Ooh, I'm listening to a song about another Boolean divorce. Boy, hey, if my woman ever left me, I will write all the songs about her. Every song will be about her. And I hate... The snap should just be on vertex. It just should. That's my Blender hot take of the day. The only thing colder than a Boolean is my ex-wife, guys. I'm just saying. I don't even have an ex-wife, but we're just talking about... Like, how long will I listen to AI music? Probably until I can sing it. Like, when I'm singing it, casually, and I'm singing about rabbits of darkness and hatred, man, I'm telling you, parties are gonna love me. Be like, hey, let me get that, let me hit that karaoke mic. Let me show y'all a song from another dimension, alright? Be like, what dimension? Be like, modeling. And be like, what's modeling? And be like, doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm just dismissive. I don't even try to get people into 3D anymore. They're like, hey, I'm thinking about getting into 3D. I'm like, no, don't. Because it's a gateway. It's a gateway. Like, look, first of all, if you get into Blender, you're telling me because you want me to be your Sherpa? Meaning, do you want me to tolerate your insolence and struggling for days and days and endless messages and bloops? Look, I'm not trying to be selfish, but I got work to do, man. I get blooped all day. I'm turning the blooping off. I ain't getting blooped. Do I bloop you? Don't bloop me. Never mind. I was about to say something about make a mother joke. It's just funny. And also, I never got to process my grief, so I guess I'll have to process grief in the middle of Blender tutorials now. You know, isn't that funny? But, you know, over the course of making these tools, yeah, so many real life things happen. It's like, well, I'm not a doctor. And I tell my brother that all the time. My brother's like, hey, so-and-so sad. I'm like, why are you telling me, dude? I'm not a doctor. And you know people in our family don't go see doctors, so because the doctors want their organs back, it's like repo men in my world. People are like, yeah, you should go see a doctor. No. That's a, now we're talking about luxury, alright? You know, hey, if you want to think that I was rich, let me go see a doctor. Like, if someone's like, I saw a doctor, I'm like, ooh, sack of money over here. They saw a doctor looked at their body. Like, the only doctors that look at, the only time I plan to have my body looked at by doctors is when I'm being studied by medical students as a cadaver. I'm running jokes here, not trying to be morbid. That's my jokes. That's my type of humor. Being morbid is funny to me. But yeah, students will be studying my corpse. Back to that original joke. I like that joke. And we gotta just keep on going. And let's press I, B, and what we want to do is press I, and you know, she took the kids and she took the bulls, and now I'm alone and eternal fool. Hey, if my woman left and she took the bulls, boy, I'll be singing the hardest country you've ever seen. Let me tell you. I'm just letting you know, in case my woman's watching my content, do not leave with the bulls. All right, do not take the bulls. You take everything. Actually, no, you can't take anything. Don't take the cats either. We talk about this. The cats are mine. Oh, depends. You can take Taco. Taco's a little jerk, but he's also a sweetheart. I mean, I gotta put more intros with the cats involved because I love my kitties. It's the best gift I ever got. Like, I always make jokes about what if someone came over and just like literally took my cats and punched them to death. I just think it's a funny on a plot level, not on a violence level. Also, I guess we can't do it like that. So I think I'm gonna spend today writing plots for everybody to be entered into a dream world where they have this nightmare rabbit just letting them know how hopeless their worlds are. And I'm telling you, the stories write themselves. But when I'm modeling, I'm getting sucked into worlds, boys. Like, I am getting sucked into a world that I ain't never returning. I ain't never returning. Like, clock me out. Alright. And you're like, yo, I don't even know what the hell MX is saying. I'm saying, man, I'm putting out my playlist of the songs I'm making public, and I'm going to start making more public songs just so people are able to get into it. Because, I mean, that's if you're curious. There's always going to be people that are like, yo, I hate this. You shouldn't do this. You shouldn't do this for anybody. And that's what's crazy. It's crazy to have people say, hey, this shouldn't exist. This shouldn't even exist. Despite, to hell with rejecting it, it shouldn't exist for anybody. It's like, damn, dog, you are an overlord. And now you're going to be a plot point. I mean, hey, what do you do? Like, I've had it. I've had it. Like, I'm a lunatic now. In case I haven't told y'all, this is my cracked era. My watch is cracked. My iPad's cracked. Everything's cracked. Don't replace it. Don't replace it. I want you to look upon it and say, why is Apple building devices like this? They talk so much smack. They're like, hey, we're using Gorilla Glass. Well, you need to train this on more gorillas, bro, because it's breaking like a mofo. And I want the new iPad, but also just watch ZBrush. Just watch ZBrush, guys. You know, I just know. Everybody's like, yeah, I'm testing it on iPad. It's like, but tell me about that price, though. Y'all ready for some predatory activity? No, I'm playing, but for reals, it is going to be predatory. I'm calling it now. Me and my buddies, we just make bets on tech now. We're like, hey, Sora, is it going to be cool? Is it going to be dystopian? And everybody's bet is that it's going to be predatory on the cost and not even equal up to it. It's going to cost a lot to use, and as a result, it's not going to catch on as big as we think it is. But also, if you have to do 300 iterations to get one winner, I'll do that with music because I'm listening to Dark Rabbit Rock. But I don't know if I do that with videos. If on that level, I would maybe want to handle it myself. Like, I see this intermediate world appearing where we're going to need to be able to execute our visions, and we will probably be the only ones with keys to that kingdom, us 3D artists, because everything else will suck. For a moment, it will suck. Sora will suck, Creo will suck, everything will suck, and as a result, we are the path. And so, you know, 3D will increase for a time, I think, because people will really want to create. Like, people will see, like, you know, my vision isn't able to be randomly generated. I mean, that's what I've realized working, is that I have visions. They require human blood, not AI. I need people I can yell at when it's not looking exactly right. So, in case you're wondering where my mind is at, my mind is, you know, on how to bring it all the way to reality. You know, people are like, AI's not making any money. All right, good. It's because everybody who's using it is a hack job. Not trying in an insulting way, but just people are like just putting cliches in there. And I find myself typing cliches. Like, if you look at your prompts, yeah, you're a cliche. You look at your prompts real good, you could be. We have to enrich our imaginations. We have to enrich our imaginations. And I've been trying to do this for almost a decade. Just enrich the way I think and try to think harder. now I have to move faster and move harder because time is running out. That's what I see now. I have a franticness because time is running out. Time is running out, guys. So we got to get our polygon skills up there. So that way, you know, when I'm doing what I got to do, modeling ain't a thing. Model is just a thing. It's just a means to an end, guys. We're just modeling. It ain't nothing important. Except it is very important. It's the most important thing. But it's only important to me. Sorry, guys. Coughing fit. I'm back. God. I hate that. I was thinking about taking a break until it went away. And I see that that would have been a mistake because who cares about being sick? Who cares? We don't have time for that anymore. If the Boolean don't work, life don't work, then I can't work. Alright? I gotta stop saying that. And I'm just being weird. You know, I just like to get a little weird. But I mean, that's too weird, right? Like that's like actually an ugly solution. At night I hear a call. It's the echo of these Boolean walls. You know, good thing I wasn't using Booleans when I was with my ex, but I just realized that a song about her could be made because she hated 3D. She hated 3D. I bet her next girlfriend, because she probably went back to being gay, also doesn't do 3D probably. I mean, she probably will never look upon 3D ever again. Be like, you know that last guy? He didn't even want to spend any time with me watching Dancing with the Stars. All he wanted to do was just model. And then she's, you know, I picture a new girlfriend spitting out a full lip of snuff. She's like, yeah. I got, and she's modeling too. She's just, you know, because in my hypothetical fictional universe, everybody's modeling. Modeling's just a thing. Everybody loves modeling. Modeling's awesome. Everybody's a modeler. And we're just, you know, I want to do that, but we can't dissolve this point right here. We can't dissolve that because the other one is like kind of important for the form. But we're just getting in here and cleaning it up. And what's crazy is this model went from, I mean, maybe not to you, the viewer. The viewer will argue. They can be like, these models ain't worth a damn thing. But look, when you do this to a model, this model went from being worthless to actually being worth something. But who are you going to sell it to? I'm saying sell it to the data sets. But, you know, sell it for the right price. You know, watch. And that's why I haven't even started talking about mesh selling yet, because I know people are going to just, it's going to be a race to the bottom. People are going to be like, hey, I'm selling this mesh for $2. Like, well, if you worked on it for the amount of time that I worked on it, you can get your little scabbing ass out of here, bro. I ain't selling no meshes for $2. You think you're getting this mesh for $2? No. No. Come on. Look, these are crackhead prices, and we're trying to survive now. We're plotting a path to survival, and that path ain't feeding Skynet for pennies on the dollar. Look, Skynet ain't feeding Africans. Skynet's feeding itself. So no, you pay. You pay. All right. But I want my testament to be meshes for sale. No, I'm playing. But yeah, I want to sell these meshes, and I want these meshes to end up in that state naturally. And I want a tool that will assist you with putting them there. I'm just thinking about how I have this uneven freaking Boolean. And I mean, I should take a break and eat breakfast. I mean, I always joke about how I never eat breakfast. But I also really need to begin eating breakfast. Like, I'm treating myself so bad. Like, I'm punishing my human, which is what I call it. You know, I'm punishing the person I control inside of myself as if I hate him. And I'm trying to reconcile that. You know, I don't hate myself. I love me, I think. I just don't like looking at me or passing through mirrors or thinking about me or taking care of me, or, you know, also maybe I don't like me. All right. And these are things you think about when you're modeling. You know, what do you think about when you're modeling? I think about life choices. I redo arguments with people in my head. I'm like, yeah, and Booleans are better. You know, I'll redo an argument I had with someone where they made fun of me and all the CAD people left me, and I just made a laughing stock, and that was it. It's like, wait, you're stupid too. Yeah, that's what I'll say in that argument. I'm just goofing off here. You know, we're just modeling, just having a little fun. And we could solve this with inflow, and we'll probably finish the other one using a little inflow. Like, I hope people aren't getting the misinterpretation of me using different aspects of the tool being an indication that I love other aspects less, or that they're like less valid. Every concept, 1000% valid to me. In fact, I don't want to even expand on the tool until the visions are at least completely expressed in a clear fashion. Like, for example, in solve inflow in suite, they must be absolutely perfect. They have to. And if they, once they are, I'll be able to begin bringing in some of the next modules, because I'm telling you guys, we're gonna have some modules. Module parte, all right. Have Booleans hit hard like a can of beer in a sock? And that makes me want to have a can of beer. I don't even like beer, guys. When I was in Oilfield, I used to have a little beer after work. Like when I'd get a ride home, they'd be like, "Hey, you want a Bud Ice?" That Bud Ice would hit so hard. I mean, if you don't know what Bud Ice is, then you're spared. But it's like I think it's like a malt liquor. I guess the way to describe it is it's made for me and my people. But malt liquor is good. I'm not saying it like I'm addicted to malt liquor. That'd be crazy, right? But I'm not. I can't. I don't have the capacity to be an alcoholic. Like, I'm like the weakest person in my body. I don't have it in me to be an alcoholic, and that's actually funnier, because the rest of my family, they drink like great, and I always think, man, it's my destiny to be an alcoholic. No, I'm a girl. I'm a girl for drinking. I'm a girl on drinking. I like can't even drink. My woman outdrinks me all the time. Like, I just pass out. I'm like an old, weak man. I named this world that he went to in his dream Solithiel. I just made it up, and I don't know, it works. I might have to send the other character there. Like, everybody, I got like 5 different plots I'm cooking right now, and everybody is at a different state. This character, Ruheldra, had been cast out of heaven because she spent all of her time admiring the Insolve Gauntlet. She never used it. I mean, she used it, but she didn't use it to restore heaven. She basically questioned the protection of the Celestial Gates, and as a result, Cthulhu was able to kill her, right? So, I'm not saying I'm a great plot writer at all. I'm just saying it's like my new skill that I'm working on, and I'm trying to get better at it. And one day I'll be great at it, or I'll be better at it, or I'll suck at it and I'll give up on it. But, you know, engagement is the secret to mastery, right? Like, if I'm having fun with it, then I'm going to have some fun with it. And, I mean, guys, I'd be sitting on the couch listening to the most twisted rabbit rock of darkness, and I'm just drawing the hell out of this in Procreate. Like, I was trying to talk to a buddy about it, and he's like, dude, I don't think I want to draw this. I'm like, all right, well, you said I need a job, and I said, hey, I got a job for you right here. All right. So, hey, if you're trying to draw a bunch of wild rabbit stuff for a crazy man, and then watch it get used in a YouTube video to tell an even greater story, hey, get at me. I'm not even saying you have to be a great artist. All I'm saying is use the technology that exists. I'm not saying give me AI generated dribble, all right, because that I got no time for. Art is precious to me, so you'll never see me use AI generate imagery like on that level, because, you know, I'm all about using my hand dexterity to pull things off. But I'm not above tracing it. I'm not above using it. I'm not above referencing it if it's a referenceable image. But this is something that I'm trying to remember his name. I'm probably going to mispronounce it, but his name's like Phil Tomato. And, you know, I was just watching him deal with his audience and helping them kind of come to terms with this new AI world and how to survive. And one of the greatest tips I saw him talk about is just like, hey, I'm making these Cartoon Network style movie stills, and I'm just tracing them. Like, look at this is the age where this is the end game. So I'm just tracing them, and he, you know, I'm not saying tracing them like in a hack way. He's not being a hack. What I'm saying is that he's like getting the movie stills, putting them up, tracing, drawing Cartoon Network characters onto people, turning them into masterpieces with his masterful rendering, and I'm just like, wow. When did we get so egotistical in 3D that we're like, yo, I got to make everything from atoms. I got to make everything from zero. This guy's cranking out art at a speed unreal. And you know, he always does two angles to it too. So you know, I wish I could have mature discussions in videos without like immaturity, but you know, there's like a. We're gonna be talking about furries, okay? I'm not saying I'm a furry, but I'm saying you know I watch a lot of communities, and you know if you got money, hey, and there's opportunities. There are opportunities, but you know it just really depends on where your morals end, you know, because if you are stuck inside your laurels, then yeah, opportunity is going to disintegrate. How am I going to work with someone and they're just held up by stipulations? Like I'd never want to be that way. Like when I'm on a job and someone's like, "Hey, I need you to do this," I'm like, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes." Um, you know, you don't have to tell me, "Hey, this is part of your paycheck." I already know. And we're just looking at this area. We kind of damaged this up a little bit, little bam bam. All right. We'll slide here, and let's try this again. Wow, this song is actually a collaboration of two different stories at the same time. They're literally singing about the dark rabbit, but also divorce from your wife. Like this song is actually thrown on a level I can't even. I'm sorry, I gotta stop talking about music y'all aren't able to hear. Like when I switch over and just give up on trying to please people, and I just start doing general content, there'll just be music in the background, so that way it's just the context is always there. Because I only care about just getting in here and working. Um, Not about cancellation or being part of some big battle, or you know, maybe I do have a big battle plan, but that battle ain't nothing to do with got big battles planned, but they're nothing to do with freaking tool stuff like and AI drama. I did not actually bake that into the cake. I gotta keep saying that. Like that was the only thing I didn't think about. I was like, man, people are gonna hate me because of this. They're gonna hate me because I'm not using CAD. They're gonna hate me because of my personality. I did not think, oh, people will hate music. I didn't think about the music. I was more worried that people wouldn't get it. They'd be like, wow, this is anime, dude. This is too anime. You're too anime. MX, you got anime problems. Stop smoking Naruto. That's what I was worried about. But instead, people are hung up on other things. And I'm gonna have to make a CD for them now. Like, hey, give this a jam. This song's about my feelings. Hey, the age of mixtapes is coming back. All right, and we're just hitting it with the Triforce. You know, anytime we see a certain flatty configuration, it means you can be solving it with a Triforce. Sorry about that brief coughing fit. And let's do this. She found another. This woman found another saddle to ride. That's part of the song lyrics. I didn't write that, but that is pretty funny. I mean, I'm gonna have to take that away. So I mean, collaborating with this thing has just shown me that there's a future. There is a crazy future. You know, me, I'm looking for the future where I can say, hey, I want to learn this, and I am incapable of learning. Force me to learn it. Like when AI is able to force lessons, oh my god, guys, we are done. And it's going to happen. Every lesson to your children is going to be forced. Unless they are just listening to teachers and shit. But I mean, we're going to have to figure out a new way to force education on people. I mean, I shouldn't say that because the wrong people will get that memo and start forcing different education. I mean, where we live at, they're starting to worry more about the history that we're teaching kids. Like, maybe we shouldn't teach kids that we used to be slave masters. Like, wow. But you were. My mom won't stop talking about it. But we don't have to teach kids that. It's like guilt. It's an inherent guilt that doesn't have to exist. And while I'm talking about off-topic random stuff, um, someone had brought up the difference in society between being told that we're eternal sinners who have felt in the eyes of God that we are worthless and fated to die, and those who haven't. And you never think about that, but the story of our divine fall is just so baked into society that it gives us a innate worthlessness. And I'm not trying to turn this into a religious talk, but it is on a plot level that's kind of interesting that there's a tell that we tell each other that we have, that even if you accept it or believe it or don't believe it, it is basically the story of why we are worthless, like worthless scourges that deserve to be like removed. When I was reading all the sci-fi, the thought I had the most was, man, we can't ever go into space. We mustn't ever go to space. We are evil, dark humans. Like, if we go to space, just imagine what we would take to another planet. Like, truly, what we would take to another planet. Like, what if we went to another planet and we took them dictatorship or cruelty? And there's some crazy books I read that, like, really changed my mind about sci-fi. Like, I mean, I was ignoring sci-fi for the longest because I thought that it would help my brain be more unique. But now I see that enrichment is like the true form of enrichment. Like, um, wait, let me rephrase that. That, imagination cultivation and, education is like the path of enrichment. So instead of enriching yourself just through, I talked to some people who are musicians, and some of the craziest news I ever get from my friends who are musicians, they're like, hey, he only listens to music that he makes. I'm like, wait, so when he's driving a car, he's only bumping himself? We used to joke about it and be like, wait, he's only jamming himself? We would think, wow, he's entering a world that kind of a one-man world. But now I get it. But also I see that, enrichment through exposure is important. And so there's so many topics I want to talk about. Like, I really want to open a book club where we're talking about books. Like, if my channel was like the greatest channel ever, yeah, we'd be talking about books. We'd be talking about sci-fi. I'd be like reading fan fiction of like crazy stuff, like in these videos, and I'd do modeling time lapses of me just modeling just nonsense, and it would be connected to these dark universes, and the music would be about it, and you would just get brought into that world. And I'm willing to use humans on any level that it can be used, but in my experience, I've dealt with so much. I've dealt with so much ego and like just ugliness related to like human personality that I am all for removing humans out of the machine. Humans are going to get. I mean, AI is going to get into the machine and realize, yo, this machine's screwed up. Yeah, oh yeah, why is this machine screwed up? Because there's all these damn humans in here. And I make that joke all the time, but I think about it all the time. Like, one day AI is going to tell me that joke back to me because I've said it so many times in video. There's going to be throwing humans out. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying we as humans got to get together. We got to collaborate better. We got to be better on jobs. We got to be nicer. If you don't want AI getting used as a thing, when I saw AI imagery come out, my first thought was, man, humans are over, because clients hate dealing with humans. They're like, we as humans, we're like, no iterations. Don't stop talking to me about this job. Pay me now. Like, we are jerks as far as jobs are concerned. So, if you're thinking, my poor job taken by AI, well, first of all, we kind of asked for it. We created ourselves. We were jerks. Anytime you were a jerk to a client, or you gave them slack or flack, yeah, we did that. I'm not saying you should blame yourself, but let's that loop perfectly worked out for getting rid of that n-gon, or not n-gon, that triangle, as if we cared. But if we do care, we got it. And we'll put a loop there, just so we can solve it like so. And we're almost done. And by almost done, I mean I'm almost done. I really do want that frosted shredded mini wheat for breakfast. Like, if I have some cereal for breakfast, yeah, I'm rich for that. I have a pretty good day. Except I don't think I have enough frosted shredded mini wheats to make a bowl. So I'll have to have something called a taquito. Not in a complaining way, just, I'm just querying the kitchen in my brain. I don't know if you ever do that, if you're a kitchen querier, but yeah, I'm just thinking, hey, what do I got there? I could make breakfast. I cook some sausage, bacon. A little cooking feels good. I love cooking. Like, if you try to stay with me, I am going to cook for you, just because I think it's fun. In RPGs, people cook, and it's like a sign of caring. So I don't know. I think it's cool. And also, I want good cooking skills. Like, I want people to come over and like be impressed. So, stuff I'm trying to make is pot roast. Like, anyone who knows me personally knows that I'm like all about pot roast. Like, if you were a woman trying to seduce me, you would say, "Hey, come over here for some pot roast." Also, as I always say, people aren't allowed to feed me. I mean, you are allowed to feed me, but you gotta get permission from a woman, because she ain't gonna tolerate it. All right, do not feed me. It all starts with feeding me, and the next thing you know, never mind. Start making IRL jokes that are not funny. All right, so we're looking at this, and this is what we have left. So we're just working our way through this. We're just cleaning up behind ourselves. And if you had a model like this, if you had to clean up everything that you made, would you even still be using CAD? If you had to clean it up like this, I mean, obviously, I could have done this so much easier. I mean, really, you're like, hey, there's a try there. Look, we can get rid of that try. We can get rid of that try like multiple ways, but it doesn't matter. A try is just a terminator, like John Connor, except we're terminating loop flows. And so from here, and we'll dissolve that. And do we want this loop happening in the middle, even though we can't guide it around? Hey guys, there's blood and bone, but don't be afraid. It's just a nightmare realm, but don't be afraid of the nightmare realm of blood and bone. Sorry, I'm over here. These songs, I'm telling you guys. Like, if the world ended up in my world, I would not have expected that. That'd be the most major win. That'd be like winning greatest supporting loops for the 5th year in a row. Except I know I'm not winning greatest support loops today. I'll be lucky to win surviving a freaking mesh apocalypse beatdown. And just like that, the Triforce always will clean something up. Like, if we had a solution engine, that would be the first idea in the old engine of solutions. And I keep saying the idea because, what's crazy is in the Blender community, someone will just make an idea. Like, if you just leave it out there, someone will just make it. And I don't want that to happen, but I am used to it. Like, every weird thing that can happen that surprised me with the last add-on is baked into the cake of Insolve. Just as a prediction. It's like a bingo board. It's like bingo board, except people are always surprising me. I'm like, what? People are mad over anything. I see that I come from a world where I was raised to accept my fate. They're like, hey, we're about to beat you. Accept your fate. It's like, oh, okay, I won't run. Also won't cry. Okay, actually, I'll only cry. I'll spend all the rest of my day crying. But, when my parents are like, hey, I'm about to come beat you to death, you know what I do? I sit there. And I wait it because I'm a chump. Like, you should run from it. You should run from it, of course. If you're dealing with abuse, you should run from abuse. But me, I don't. I just sit there. Like, I get psyched out, like, mentally. Like, you could be like, if you don't stop running, I'm going to literally end your life. And I'll stop running. Be like, okay, fine. You can go back to beating me mercilessly. Just talking about my personality here. All right. And so with that, we can grab this edge and this edge and this edge. And we probably do want the bottoms to just be a little hard, just because. And we're just grabbing those two. And as I do this, I'm just thinking about what the automatic system would look like that would handle this to make it trivial next time. It's not going to be trivial this time, or, I mean, these numbers on the version number, I look at them and I'm like, we're so early. Like when we start rolling major digits, meaning the secondary number, when a secondary number rolls and that one doesn't have the progress that you were pleased with, then yeah, then you have a right to be mad. But I plan for us to polish things on the micro digits. Oh my God, Apple, you are. You, it's 8:27, 30 minutes early, so this camp is here. Despite my crap talking, hey, I will never get rid of this cat. Why is it mirrored across another object? I'm just wondering why the origin. All right, so if the origin is here, okay, no, now I get it. Okay, let's shift S and we'll put our origin to selection, and then we will mirror it to the other side, and we see that we sacrificed a little bit. Origin to selection, and something like that. And we could turn that off, and that has been converted. That's actually a beautiful asset. Sorry, I pressed the wrong. What am I pressing? Alt V? Okay, I'm in edit mode and I'm ripping. Okay. Awareness, guys. Have it. Or else you'll look like a dumbass in 3D. And we can't fill this because it's a uneven amount of verts. And seeing it say 31, I actually want the notification system to say 31. I'm just thinking about the notification system v2. I can express that the system that we have for displaying information right now was something that the coder added because I said we needed it. But I was like telling him, I was like, listen, if you give me 3 days, I will design it. He made it immediately. He's like, stop. Please don't give me one of your designs. I mean, that's what I feel like he did when he made it. He made it just so he could say, hey, stop giving me designs. Also, I killed Blender? Come on. I killed Blender. What did I do? I was clicking a bunch, and I know I was being a little dumb, and I didn't save it, so let me pause it and bring it back up. So I think I got the other Blender still crashing underneath it. That's fine. I know I was being stupid somehow. You know, what did I do? Why was I stupid? I don't know. But we will just Alt-X, mirror this over to the other side, and this time we're going to save it because we didn't save at all. We're going to call this handheld sub01, and this is going to save it in the wrong directory. You know, I should never save a file there. Like, autosave, PowerSave should put it where it's supposed to. Alright, let's get back to work here. Sorry. Computer problems exhaust me, guys. Like, I'm telling you, I get mad at a computer, and that will, like, start burning my energy like so fast because I just it's like, how do you deal with that? And it's not even computer problems. I'm not even gonna blame computer problems today. I'm gonna solve computer problems. I'm telling you, I'm about to open this computer and like clean it and try to do some maintenance, which I never do to computers. I'd rather replace a computer than freaking touch anything inside of it. Even though I'm a computer person, and it's probably because I'm not a computer person that I'm that way. So we have got that now converted over to sub D. It only took us an hour. Just kidding, but it did take us an hour. Even more because I was meandering. You know, you can call me MX Rambler, but you know, if you're having issues with random dialogue out of me, then you shouldn't be watching this channel. I came back to blather like an old man. Also, Kid Ops 3 came out. Go get it. You know, I got no dog in the race, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, Kid Ops 3 came out. I went and picked it up right before I did this recording because of my eternal love for Chip. In fact, I've been thinking how I can use it with in terms of topology to be funny. And I think I got an idea. You know, topology and Booleans is just, I don't know. I'm just a weirdo. I want that to be a thing. I want that to come together. It's just a slide and a collapse. Slide, gravitational collapse combo. You know, if we were talking about it on a speed running strategy level, we would do that, and that would be like a short jump. And this thing's normals just aren't looking good to me, and they haven't for a long time. I mean, since I made it, It haven't been looking good. And as I look at this, I could think of so many ideas for what plasticity could do to make my life easier. But, you know, are we... I don't know anyone involved with them. So who knows? I'm probably working with people who actually hate me, you know, which is something I always have to be considerate of, because it's never a thought I think of. My thought is, oh, this person's talking to me, I'm gonna talk to them, I'm gonna try to work with them because they're talking to me. And it turns out these people have like secret feelings, deep hate, you know, they're rabbit gods. They want to eat my soul. It's like, sorry, I'm eating my soul right now because I didn't get those shredded mini wheats. All right, so let's get in here. One, and you know that works. And we can just mirror that, except let's press Q. We'll go into set origin. We'll press B, and with this we will grab this, bring it here, maybe press R to set just the location, and now we've set our origin where we need. It's just a hacky way that I like to use set origin. I love set origin. Like that thing has, I refer to it all the time, mainly because I want like a whole suite of tools based off of set origin. Set origin works so good that I never have to talk about revisions on it. And that is like something crazy to me, because everything's always getting revisions. And I mean, I love revising things, but I like revising them on my own terms. I don't want to revise them because they are made in a faulty format. I want to revise them because they are so great that the next level has been unlocked for it. And with set origin is so stable that I got to make it unstable. I know you're hearing that, you're like, what the hell? That doesn't even make sense. No, it does. It's what you, the user, also desires. You just don't know it. Like, the tools must go forward, always. So what can set origin do? After set origin, it sets the 3D cursor, but what else do we need it to do? That's the question. We don't want to make it jump scope and be stupid, but as a celebration of stability, I mean, really, the mod helper, because it's still alive, it deserves a celebratory expansion, because it survives. It survives, and you know, you hear that, you're like, yeah, it survives. Shut up. But no, these things, they would be dead. They would be dead. Like Bull Scroll was dead until it was asked to bring it back to life, and I'm forever grateful for it being brought back to life, because you need Bull Scroll. And without the idea, I can't even express the idea. So I need the idea to express the idea. So that way it just makes sense. So topology ain't nothing on a flatty. We're just, how good did I do? I did that good. Analyze ain't got shit to say to me, boy. Analyze is like, I see nothing, sir. Sorry for the expletives. Expletives are just fun. They're like condiments on a sentence. That's what I look at them as. Like, I don't even look at cussing as bad. It's just like, condiments on the sentence, like you know, depending on the level of condiments you want to put, you know, you can't put all the condiments on the sentence. But here we are looking at our final asset, and I am pleased with that. Let's Control Shift S. Let's jump it over to Power Save, handheld sub, and this one is of course for the patrons. The patrons will definitely be getting this. Even if I'm not uploading it right now, like, I will be back to do all the postings for you guys. Like, part of my resolution is I got to make you patrons glad to have been patrons. Like, I'm so glad that y'all hung in there. I'm so glad y'all hung in there while I was being mental and lost. Like, I will forever be showing my gratitude unto y'all who are still signed up. Once you leave, it's over. You know, goodbye. And I'm just adding a few loops because, you know, if we're going to call it a sub D shape, we got to admire sub D. We can't just be like, oh yeah, survive sub D, that's good. No, that's being a hack, and I'm trying to not be a hack. On things when I can avoid being a hack, I'm going to try to be less of a hack. So here we are, just looking at our finished shape, and I am pleased. I mean, I'm not like, have a bowl of frosted shredded mini wheats, please. But, you know, it's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. So we'll put it down here, bring this up, and we're just going to zoom in on it. And from here, just pull out, set ourselves to 500. And what's crazy is I have to do this to the other one too. Or I don't. I could just pretend I didn't see it. Just be like, what mesh from yesterday that I did? I didn't do a mesh yesterday, but no. We gotta do everything we're supposed to. So we kind of do want all of that stuff. So I gotta duplicate current and then turn off everything that's here. And just like that, we have converted this, at least on a basic level, over to subdivision. So really, a little bit of subdivision in the morning. My confidence is already surging. Like, it'll be hard for me to be taken down now. I should just jump from here directly into the stellar gun with the same energy and finish that gun once and for all, and then take that energy and model a freaking motorcycle engine. Let me rethink that last part because that is crazy, but I do want to do that. So might have to just roll into it, baby. Let's do this. Let's keep the party going. Actually, before it's over, let's grab these. Meanwhile, the music I'm listening to, they're like, yo, in your fear, you'll never be free. Like, music's insane, guys. Y'all are watching MX basically lose his mind, all right? And I thought people were aware that I was crazy, and now I'm finding out that, I'm just looking at this thinking, wow, I'm about to have to do it like that. Let's try to make it a little easier for ourselves. So first we'll hit it with that, and then we'll grow it, we'll invert it, we'll get rid of that. I'm just thinking about how to do this in the least amount of moves. And of course we jump into topo tool. We want singular cases, grid fill. And I'm so over this that that's how much I'm into that. And looking at it from top view will show you how much I'm into that, meaning selecting those one by one, because who cares what's in the center? We're just making that, and we're just sticking them out, so that way that's just not boring and lonely. And from here, we also probably want to do the same here. So let us control. Let's E, Y, F, and we want to click on mark, press S, press B, just use a little select tool for old time's sake. And we can't, this is 31 faces of how you doing, all right? And from here, FFF, nope. And when I say FF, I think of Mirage Sessions on the Wii. It was like this RPG that came out. It sucked, by the way. It was like a dancing game, but it was like made from the same people who made the Shin Megami Tensei universe, which, if you want more insight into my insanity, I am very into the Shin Megami Tensei universe. Not the games. The games are RPGs, meaning they're what I call Chinese time wasters. But the universe and the lore and the games and the creator and what he went for, like, I'm very into insane creators who are making projects that are just beyond like human expression, because that's what the world's gonna need now. The world's all dystopian now, and I mean, how'd I do that to the mesh, guys? I'm gonna have to rewatch the recap just to see what I did. Let's flip to normals, make sure it's correct, and let's grab this with C. And we're actually approaching the 1 hour bar, but who's counting? Detractors. I'm still thinking about secret detractors. Like, I can't believe I have secret detractors still. I mean, I guess people will get mad over anything. Like, I'm sorry. My brain never stops thinking about things. That's my problem. Once I start thinking about things, I never stop thinking about it. Even when I get offline, even when I leave the video, I'm always just going to be thinking about stuff. Like, we're just modeling here. We're just modeling. Hey, if you hate me so bad, let's model. Let's model about it. Let's model it. Hey, if you're right, model harder. Model harder and show me that you can model harder with classic music, or if you can do better with I'm clicking the wrong thing. I'm beveling it. I'm trying to bevel it. But yeah, if you're right, let's model about it. Let's model about it. Let's find out. I mean, not saying modeling will prove you right or wrong, but my goal is to model eternally. Like, not in like death or anything, but just to model longer, to model harder, and to model right. Because hypothetically, if I went back in my past and I sold all of my Boolean meshes, it wouldn't be worth anything because of their topology. So I see that, you know, I need to go back in my history and correct my history and prepare it for packaging. But to do that, a perfect tool for that will need to be born. I mean, it doesn't have to be born for it, but you know me, I'm a weirdo, so I need a perfect tool just for that perfect divine purpose of preparing the past to exist in the future. Because I see that, you know, Blender's like, hey, we're not going to open certain blend files someday. It's like, dang, man, hey, look, this is not casual news, all right? You want to talk about news that will make me jump up? You know, Blender not being able to open certain files? Ooh, baby, that's bad. I mean, Blender will fix it. You know, they always do. But, you know, it just goes to show that, you know, there's going to come a day when certain blend files are just, they're going to need to go through a conversion process. And that's just, I unexpected. Like, you know, with Blender getting so weird right now, I was kind of hoping that all of its history would just remain kind of similar. But I mean, look, one day you're going to open an elephant's dream file and they're going to be like, hey, this is from a different version of Blender, bro. Get this out of here. I mean, I hope that's not the case. I hope that that's not the case, because, you know, if Blender wanted to, like, make me mad, the stuff that they would have to do to activate my nightmares is, like, stuff like that. Because then you find out that I do care about things. Like, I care about weird stuff. Like, I care about history. I care about my great-great-grandkids being able to open my blend files, because they'll be doing that. No, I'm playing, they will not. But be like, this is the files he used to conquer land. Look, this is the Dark Rapid of Destiny. Let's press GY. And we're just adding a few little extra details, just so when we look at it, it's not just completely a situation. So, and I mean, modeling proper is easy because that's the book. It's called the book. I just want to demonstrate that the book is still valid, very valid. Book is still hot. Book is still selling. People still use the book. Hops Cutter is a textbook, and its future is in the ability to remain relevant as a textbook. But, you know, I'm never worried about, like, relevance, because, you know, the relevance is as far as you, the user. Like, if you're using a tool, then the tool's relevant. If you're not using a tool, then it's not relevant, right? But I can't tell you, hey, use the tool, keep it relevant. Use the best tool for the job, you guys. Anytime. Like, I saw someone posting using speed retopo in their feed the other day. You know, and I took a screenshot of it, just stared at it for a minute. I was like, man, look at these guys. They're offering some goodies, man. You know, just got to really analyze it real hard, you know. And also, the end panel looked good. That was what made me keep it. You know, if the end panel looks good, that means that a person put care into it. So, you know, to see Wazoo put such care, it's admirable. Like, Speed Retopo is darling. What I did here, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about what I did, alright? But what I'll do is that, and then press Alt-X, mirror, mirror, and we'll just pretend like I didn't do that, okay? So now when we look out of it, we at least have like a little display. We have something in the front, like a reader. We have a couple of things to fire out, some things to get any androids that try to run away. And so now let's go back and look at view. I mean, it's a handheld, so there's a small amount of requirements for handhelds. And just like that, within an hour and a half, we have cleaned up what we did yesterday. I could have done it a lot faster, but we're just having some fun. And also, odd number circle holes, I gotta stop doing that. I see that I'm being kind of cruel, But with that, I will end this video. I apologize for meandering so long and talking so much. It's just my problem. I wake up in the morning and I have new XP, or I have refilled XP, and I'm so happy and excited that I just become a chatterbox. And at the end of the day, I still have energy, and so I'm still a chatterbox. So I'm just being grateful for having vitality and strength to continue fighting, because I feel so weak most of the time and I just want to sleep. And obviously I can't sleep. I'll be in the dream world with the king getting tormented by dark bunnies. So I'll end this video for now, and I'll see you guys next time.
Yo, listen up, you think you got it tough? Try to live my life, but you ain't hard enough. Lost everything to a Boolean split. Now I'm here to tell you I'm worth a bit. Late night in Blender, think you're a big shot. Can't even handle a Boolean. Ain't worth squat. Subdivision problems, they make you cry. While I'm out here watching you try. She left me, yeah, but look at you. Struggling with life, got no clue. She took the kids and she took the bulls. Now I'm alone, an eternal fool. But you're just a joke, a tool in a game with no rule. When a Boolean doesn't work, life doesn't work. If life don't work, I can't work. Booleans hit hard like a can of beer in a sock. Booleans are colder than beer, and the only thing colder is my ex-wife. She was icy as a rock. You're raising kids in a world so tough. Face it, your skills just ain't enough. Can't model a life, can't model a dream. You're lost in the void, just another lost scheme. Her new man's weak, but what's that make you? Stuck fixing your failures with nothing to prove. Life's a glitchy nightmare, you're stuck in the grind. While I'm here watching, you lose your mind. She took the dog, but she can't model it. I can, so it's why she has a new man. When a Boolean doesn't work, life doesn't work. If life don't work, I can't work. Booleans hit hard like a can of beer in a sock. Booleans are colder than beer, and the only thing colder is my ex-wife. She was icy as a rock. In the darkest hours, you think you shine. You're just another fool, wasting time. When love and meshes both fall apart, you're left with nothing, just a broken heart. Yeah, here's to you thinking you're the king. You're just a pawn, ain't got a damn thing. May your failures remind you who you are. Just another lost soul, never gonna go far. She took the kids and she took the bulls. Now I'm alone, an eternal fool. When a Boolean doesn't work, life doesn't work.